some recruits, right? Raise your hand if you're a recruit.
Well, actually, newly graduated.
And raise your hand if you're newly graduated. Awesome, outstanding. That's great, good job guys, congratulations. When Officer Morales told me that a big group of kids recently graduated from the academy, I was very excited for you guys because in a nutshell, I kind of remember the days that I was your age and then I got the chance to graduate from the Explorer Academy. It was very heartfelt for me, and it was a lot of fun getting the chance to build that relationship with other kids and other cadets that are in the same shoes. So I think by now, a lot of you maybe know a lot about me. Maybe the brand new people don't. My name is Officer John Negrete, for those of you that don't know. This year, this year in December, I'll hit my 20th year as a police officer. And I got my start here in this community, at this division, as a police explorer, along with Officer Morales. And to me, it was the way of paving the way to becoming a Los Angeles police officer. So I always tell people that I got my start as a police officer through the Police Explorer program or Police Cadet program, but before it used to be called the Explorer program. And I always shared that opportunity with people. The more help that we have in this program, the bigger this program is going to get, and the more assistance that you guys will have. Well, anyways, one of the things that I did to try to help our scholarship fund get bigger is we reached out to Ring. A lot of people told us about the company Ring, but it was actually invented by a police officer. Ring is a video doorbell that goes outside of people's doors. They press the little button to see who's there, and all of a sudden they get a message on their phone. Well, that little Ring video doorbell was created by a police officer, and now Ring is this big, huge business industry, this big, huge empire that was recently sold to Amazon. So this little machine that was created by an officer is now this huge industry. So I was able to get one of those Ring devices, introduce himself to you, and tell you a little bit about how his education helped him get to where he's at today. He comes all the way from the west side just because he was very, very interested in knowing about this program and what it entails. And we're so lucky to have him as a partner and as a supporter. So I want to please. We actually have some of the things. Oh, there we can make sure. Yeah, we can make sure that information gets. Yeah. Where would you like to, Brandon?
All right. Okay, so I'm very blunt, and I'm not your average professional. So I'm gonna talk a little different. I don't want to say that I'm ghetto, but I'm not like super professional. So I'm gonna say, "What's up, guys? How's it going?" The way I start all my videos is, "What's going on, guys? How's it going?" Attorney Brandon Yousif here, the abogado de inmigración. I hope everyone here is having a great day. I came here to talk to you guys about school, education, and why I became a lawyer and how I got there. Just out of curiosity, how many of you are certain you guys want to be cops? Do any of you guys want to be cops in here? And these are certain. How many of you don't know if you guys want to be a cop? You guys might want to be something else. Okay, so I got a few people to work with being an attorney because I wanted to pass that exam for my uncle. And so years went on, I had this idea of I'm going to be a lawyer, but then once I hit middle school, things kind of changed. So I met some friends, and the things that they would do is not exactly what I would do. You know, they would do stuff like smoke and drink, and I wasn't raised that way. So I had friends that were trying to influence me in a certain way to do certain things, but I didn't want to do those things, and it was very hard. When I was in 9th grade, I sat there at the table in the kitchen with my mom, and I just started crying. And I said, I don't know what to do. I'm very overwhelmed just by this burden of having these friends. And she told me to just leave them. And it was a very difficult decision, but I chose to stop hanging out with those friends, and I chose 1 or 2 people to become my best friends. And those people are still my best friends now. So I went through middle school knowing what I wanted to do. And once I hit high school, I started working for a company that drove around and had nightmares of stuff that would happen at the store. And I'm a very brave guy. I've been into fights, brawls, whatever. But stuff you see there is completely different. Like families shot and everything you can think of It's very scary. So my dad would have to walk me out to my car at 6 o'clock with his gun to protect me just for me to get in my car. That's how bad of a neighborhood it was. And I had dropped out for that life to help take over a family business because school was getting too hard for me and I didn't want to face that challenge. But there are some people in your life that will change your life that really care about you. It may be a friend, it may be a cousin, it may be a brother. And for me, it was a cousin. I was at a wedding one day and my educated cousin came up to me and found out that I had dropped out of school. We have weddings that are like 400 or 500 people. This guy takes me into the kitchen of the banquet hall, pushes me up against the wall. I'm in a full suit, takes my middle finger and almost breaks it. And he says, by tomorrow, you're gonna call me and tell me what you enrolled in school, like what program you enrolled in again. And I did that. I chose finance and I went to school to become a financial planner and help people with investments and stuff like that. Something that takes 3 years at a minimum, I finished in 2.5 years. Everyone else was they were so scared and focused and studying all day, but I took the mentality of see me and free me. I did what I needed to do to get by, and I still went to the gym. I still hung out with my friends. I was a balanced individual, and it's important to have balance in your life. It's not always school, 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 or work, work, work. You still need time for family. You still need time for friends. You need time for your own health, and you need time for your religion if you guys believe in it. I know you that anything you do in life, if you practice, 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 and you're committed to it, no matter what it is, you will pass, or you will knock that ball out of the park, or whatever it is. Everything takes practice. So I did that. I studied 12 hours a day. I went to the gym. I played the piano, and it was a routine every single day, and I passed. And my brother sat in the office that day, and he looked at me and just started crying. He put his head on the table, and he started crying. And I told him, well, like, what are you crying about? I passed. You should be happy. He said, I am happy. I'm crying because I know my little brother is not going down the same path I did. So my brother's stuck in the store every single day, open and close, and he works like 15 hours a day in the ghetto, and it's very dangerous for him. You know, there are nights where I'm sitting there wondering if he's going to come home. My dad's been shot at, my brother's been shot at. It's a life that I almost went down that path. Every single car that you pull over, you have to be worrying about your life. If you have a family, your family's going to be worrying about you every day. So I don't want you guys to go into this just thinking that you guys can be a cop. Because I promise you, you can get so much fulfillment out of being a lawyer, being a dentist, being a doctor, being an engineer, whatever you guys want to be. There's thousands of careers. And just to give you guys an idea, I lived in Michigan all my life. I had no one out here besides a girl that I met on Instagram. I moved here for that woman, and she's now my wife. I got married this past weekend. So I don't take orders very well, so I decided to start my own law firm. But I don't have to answer to anyone. I do whatever I want. I set my own hours. I talk to whoever I want. I pick and choose my clients. And at the end of the day, my degree, I know money isn't everything, but money is a root to many problems. You know, if you come home, whether you love your job or you don't, and you're not making that much money, it's pretty stressful. You know, if you have kids and a family and the kids are saying, Daddy, I want an iPad, or Mommy, I want new shoes, and you can't afford it, it's very stressful. You know, husbands and wives tend to fight a lot over money problems. So I wanted to make sure that I went down a path that I can afford to buy my kids these things and not have to worry about my wife fighting with me or us having arguments about not being able to pay rent or stuff like that. So I chose a profession that I can make money in and I enjoy at the same time. And for me, that was law. I always say some people want to become like a football player, right? And people want to become a football player not because of the game. Yeah, the game is sort of fun, but it's the fame, it's the money, it's all the glitz and glamour that come with being a superstar like an NBA player or a football player. But I promise you, if you were paying that same player $10 an hour, they wouldn't be happy with their job. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not saying it comes down to money, but you need to pick something that you guys are slightly happy with, that you guys can deal with, and that it makes you as much as you want to make, that'll bring you happiness to help you get to where you want to in life. For me, I technically have a degree to make money. You know, I would have had to slave in my store to make the money that I do now. But I also went through 7.5 years of college to get here. So I climbed up Mount Everest for my education. And I'm telling you guys all right now, it's worth to climb up Mount Everest for your education, because I'm telling you, without an education, you guys will start at the bottom and it'll take you 20 years to work your way up. And even then, you guys might be unhappy and want to change. So, like I said, if you guys want to be a cop, more power to you guys. I wish you guys the best, and I'm so proud of you guys. And I want some of you guys to become cops, but I don't want you to think that that's the only thing you can be. And I don't want you to also be deterred by a job that doesn't make you enough money. Because there are really noble titles out there, like a teacher, being a cop, just working in human services. There are so many different things. You know, I know teachers who help handicapped children, and I wish my wife could do something like that. You know, there are very noble titles out there I knew what I had to do, and I did it. Yeah, there were obstacles. I almost failed some classes. I dropped out of school. I went back to school, but ultimately I know what I had to do, and I did it. So without my education, I wouldn't be here today. And I truly thank my cousin that almost broke my finger, because without him, I probably would have still stayed dropped out. And I thank my family for being there for me to help push me through it. Because when I was stressed out, they were there to back me up. When I didn't have money for gas, they were there to help pump my gas. So you need to surround yourself with people that have similar goals to you. If you're surrounding yourself with people like I was in middle school, trust me, you guys will be very stressed out. If you're not, you want. You know, I didn't think that I would become an attorney. I used to fear this exam that my uncle cried to. And I didn't think I would end up in LA, because I've never been away from my family. You know, my parents were the first ones out of their whole family in the United States. For their child to leave is very difficult. It's like a broken nest that's so tight. And I've never been on my own. I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm completely lost. But I take these chances. If you don't jump off that cliff, you don't know if your wings are going to open up and you're going to fly. If you stand there the rest of your life, you'll always wonder. So I took that jump. I took that leap. My wings I'm hitting the rocks on the wall, but my wings are slowly starting to open up, and I'm figuring things out. It's very scary, but it's something that I encourage all of you guys to do. And I will give every single one of you my business card, and you guys can all call me, email me, ask me any types of questions. And I'll answer anything you guys have. I'm always available. And just to give you guys an idea of the possibilities of what you can get with an education is a 9-to-5 job, or a 9-to-2 job, or a 10-to-4 job, whatever you guys want. Just to put it out there, today I made $13,000 in contracts, and I don't work in a liquor store, but my education gave me that ability to make that in one day. My cousin Tiffany is 1 month older than me. She's 28 years old. She makes $70,000 a month because she's a dentist, and she opened up and provide food for you on the table or your kids. So you need to do this for yourself. So my advice is pick something that you guys like and that is decently profitable, and hit it hard. Like I said, commitment, practice, and you'll make it. And you'll look back at me one day, just like I look back at my cousin, and thank him, and thank me for having given you this speech on direction in life and education, and how important it is. Because I wouldn't be standing here in front of you guys right now without for him. So that's my story, and I hope every single one of you takes something away from it and really push to doing something big in your future.
Does anybody have any questions? Because I know I have a couple questions. Any questions?